Hi everybody, my name is Alma Corazon and this is my first video on Instagram. So I'm kind of nervous, I'm not gonna lie, but I'm really excited. Like I'm understanding this nervousness because it's the first time and I'm just letting it go and let it flow, and I'm putting it right there at the beginning so you can bear with me because probably this is gonna be a great journey. Now, why is my first video? I have no clue. There has been a lot of things that have stopped me. And this is kind of like the reason why I wanna choose, or I chose this topic as my first topic, because there's a lot of people have that out there that have been challenging me to be on camera and be more visible online. And I've always shared that, well, not always, because if we don't really know each other, I wouldn't tell you. But if we have some sort of connection through work or development or very personal, you're gonna know. You're gonna know why. And and so then when I realized one day through COVID, of course, I realized, hold on a minute. I'm having this specification of to who I am sharing my reasons, when in reality I don't know these people really. I just have these commonalities and I make them okay. But huh, how about people who are online, or how about people that I have a lot of commonalities and are overseas and we don't get to talk? And so, well, I started having these last year, these conversations. And as the year progressed, I start talking to more of my friends, international friends. So for those who don't know, I'm a Spaniard. I was I was born and raised in Spain, and I came to this United States with very, very, very limited English, and so I've met a lot of international students because I was an international student myself, and it's very exciting to me starting reconnecting with them and learning about their lives. And so a lot of people are telling me, we are in such a disadvantage because you know everything about us through social media, but we didn't know that you have two kids now. Like, why didn't you post it? So I'm like, oh, am I gonna share the same thing over and over again? So that kind of like helped me kind of, push me more on taking these videos. So like I can just direct them and be like, hey, this is the reason. So the reason is I was born, let me just this so you know about me. I was born and raised in Spain. I I came to LA 2006, and then I met my husband there out of coincidence, and that was the reason why I moved to New York. And then in New York, that's where I built my business, and that's how kind of like the reason why I'm not that visible. So for those who know me before working, I was extremely visible. I would put everything, everything, and I have a lot of reasons to validate why I was very visible. And I am a true believer that we only have one life and we need to live it out loud. So, uh, I understand why it can be a shock to you, comparing the before and after now. So, there has been this period of time where I've been working heavily, helping professionals and people develop their careers, their professional careers, and getting out of trouble. Really, like more, more so getting out of trouble, or rebuilding their images or rebuilding their lives after the storm. And so, as you know, my name is very, very unique, epic. And so when I was, because I've been working for very high profile individuals, um, I've chose to keep myself very private because I didn't want to entertain my personal life, my professional life, my clients, challenges, and all these things. So I'm here holding my iPad because I didn't want to invest in the tripod that I really wanted. And so I bought a tripod that doesn't hold my iPad. I didn't have an iPad then when I bought a tripod, so it was perfect. But this time I knew I was gonna buy an iPad. So this time I bought the iPad. Now I'm holding my iPad with my hands. So anyways, it becomes a challenge. If it falls, I'll take it. Anyways, um, so just to continue. So it has been a very big challenge. Uh, managing everything and making sure that, when I put my long hours of work, when I go home, I can just rest and disconnect. So social media was really work full time. And yes, I developed Instagram, and I have few things here and there with a lot of effort and love. Is not developed because of this reason, right? Because I've always been on the side, and that has been my main reason. What I wanted to believe, because the reality is that every single reason I can think of is tied to a major deep inside, right? And so as I started getting everything out, I started designing my support system, and that gave me a lot of aha moments because through all this journey, I've been so at the beginning I've been caring too much. This is it. I've been caring too much about how everything looks. And yes, I mean, people who work with me, I'm a perfectionist. If I can do it great, not perfect, nothing is perfect, but if I can do it great, I will do it. I will take my time and I will make it happen, and I will make sure I can do it as fast as I can. And so I've been receiving a lot of critics from old folks who I don't care and don't understand my job. Because for coders and softwares and engineers, they would understand that you might feel this is being a perfectionist, but like a point or a dot, or like a not dot, but like a underscore or a sidebar or all of those things for digital language, priceless. It can break or make it. So it's been it's been a journey. And I'm just, putting that note over there because I've worked with a lot of them and I can see their frustration. I share it too. So there has been a lot of excuses why I didn't do this, and a lot of reasons, like very heavy reasons. And then through COVID, I love how everybody became so human. I love how everybody had to suck it up. I mean, a huge problem that I had for me, for the type of work that I've been doing for so long, was sharing my personal life. It was very like that had to have a huge boundary, right? Because there was a lot of at risk. And I mean, if you see the news right now, today is February 2nd, 2021. If you see the news right now and everything that is going on, you would understand. You would understand why, if my clients are high profile and everything that is going on in the news is shocking. But all these things happening have been brewing for decades, if not centuries. And so for the people who have been working in crisis management at the level of what we can see in the news, it has been tough because in my case, for example, I want accountability. I want fairness, and I want justice, and I want awareness. So these things right there have been very big reasons for me why I started to be very picky with my clients and with the clients that I chose, especially because in 2013 2012, 2000, somebody made an analogy, a very rough analogy of that situation in my job, where I was working in a very male, no, dominated industries, and my accounts were, I mean, I wasn't happy. I was just had to do my job. And somebody came because wanted to take my job. Oof. And threw a lot of shame. Shame to a Latina, a woman in, it was like my late 20s, mid 20s. I can't remember. Anyways, it was young, very young. He couldn't believe that why had he this job, and why this who was like such a high position didn't do it. And why I'm saying this is, hold with me and stay with me, because it really makes sense. Because all these stories, all these voices were in my head. So every single time I wanted to be on camera, I'm like, holy moly. I mean, if this person and the other person and that person who run a big chunk of the world decides to see me as a threat, then I'm really gone, right? And that kept me going undercover for so long, until today. Well, today I've been taking videos, but today I'm putting this video on Instagram, and that's where a lot of my friends, you guys are watching. So today, I realized the past month I've been wanting to take a lot of videos, and recently with a lot of happenings, especially since the elections, right before the elections, I wanted to take a lot of videos, and I got sick. And I was like, really? What a coincidence. Well, I started taking videos. I just didn't publish them. They're very hidden. So I kept them for myself. And then I asked my husband, please, if I ever come live, don't let me put these videos just like this. Because, I can touch my hair. I love my hair, by the way. But I really, really don't care about how I look, because in the industry that I am, so there's these two sides, right? You gotta make things happen. In crisis management, it doesn't matter how you look, what you do. If you can do it, like do you think like hackers who are super weird would care about their employers' thoughts? No. Like, they embrace their weirdness and they do their job and they make it happen. And they charge a lot of money. So I'm one of them, right? But in the public side. Because I go to the office, I'm head of the department, and I'm showing. I'm a brand, right? I have my business. So I have a lot of, and plus I love to take care of myself, so why not? But then, when I left my last corporate job and I continued working in crisis, that taught me a lesson right there. Taught me a lesson that when I make shit happens, they don't care how I look. So high profile people would look at me and, with my head up or curly hair. They didn't care I'm a Latina girl. Latina, implies girl. But, very young, who is bringing solutions and making it happen. They didn't care. So right there, the shame, my fear of looking good, looking bad, kind of like disappear. And that's like back then, right? Like, and not a month ago. So a month ago, I started taking videos, and I asked my husband, if I do this, please, because I'm very confident. I'm just afraid that I'm just gonna ruin everything that I've been building for so long. He didn't understand. So I don't understand. Okay, well. It came the day that I was gonna post, and I actually post 2 videos. I posted 2 videos that they were a viral invitation to professionals and in different fields, and I knew they were gonna be live, but not visible to everybody if they just Google my name. So even though I knew the risk, I go with it. So hear me out. My husband, when I wanted to post a few videos, I don't know, like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, we very hit it. And it was right before a big headline, like big news. So it would have been amazing. I didn't. My husband didn't let me do it. I got upset internally. I'm like, the hell? And so I want to share with you this because for me, it helps me a lot bringing down the inner voice of my parents. And I mean, I've been seeing a lot of people dealing with that and dealing with shame and guilt. So it has helped me because I'm married and it applies to my husband, right? Like, one thing that we all need to know is that we marry our husbands. We think that we're marrying our fathers because that's what, like, for women, we're looking for somebody who is similar to our dads and has, attributes, skills, whatever, values, you name it. But the reality, the person who are we marrying to is our moms. And so in that moment where my husband told me, don't publish that video, the content is amazing, don't publish that video, I'm like, oh, you don't look, look how I look amazing. No, you don't like it. And so it was, I was combative in a fun way, but I was still combative. So I cut myself, and I said, okay, that's fine. I closed the door, went back to my office, and that's it. It kept me thinking, oh, I couldn't handle. So I took a shower and got ready and I decided to take more videos. I did my hair. And in the process, I realized I need to share this with you. Because if you have problems with your inner voices, because our inner voice is our parents' judgments and criticisms, then understanding that we are gonna bring these things everywhere in our lives because somebody at our job is gonna represent the energy of our mom, it's gonna represent her personality, or our dad, and that little internal crisis that we have from our childhood is always gonna reproduce everywhere we go. So it's so powerful that today, talking to my husband, we decided I'm gonna take a video sharing my journey of not giving a fuck and caring too much, to find the balance, the middle ground where I feel very grounded and confident and assertive, and I can care 2 cents about what people think. Because the reality is that if you hire me, or anybody who hired me or work with me, they're gonna have their own stories about me. So if I continue living my life in that realm of fear, then I'm gonna be very small. And somebody told me very wise, living in the realm of your limiting beliefs, it's so small that it's difficult, complicated to move around and develop and create, right? So I said, okay, no, I'm a big girl. I can't be in a small space. I need to move. So hey, I'm here. And if you just catch up or you tune out and tune in, follow me. My handle is Alma Corazon. A as Apple, L as Lauren, M as Moon, U as Unicorn, Corazon, like heart in Spanish. Google it if you don't know how to write it down. and let's be friends. And if you are my friend and you're watching this video to catch up, then now you know that I work in communications and I have two little ones. I'm still in New York and no longer one foot here, one foot in Madrid, Spain. No, I travel. I travel a lot. Recently, no, I'm not seeing myself traveling that much, but I don't know. A lot of my clients and employers have private jets, and so I've put myself this belief that if I start traveling, especially for work, I'm gonna put it in the universe. I'm gonna travel on private jet. So I might travel to your country or not. This time, if I go, I'm gonna let you know so we can do something together. In the past, I was a workaholic, being a workaholic for so long, and a codependent. So that's very difficult. Now, no. So, well, I still codependent on myself. It's a different codependency, but like moving the needle to more joyous future, because as I mentioned, getting rid of or making your limiting beliefs part of your friends list makes it everything very easy, or let's say makes everything easier. And so what I'm gonna invite you is to be very selective on the people that you choose to be your support system, especially if, like in my case, I had to do it everything from scratch. That's a fate that I chose, and that's you know what I've been doing since I've moved to New York. It's hard. It's very hard. So if you are in stress, if you're in a crisis, if you're in a personal chaotic situation, that's crisis, my friend. But you might not call it that way, but in a difficult situation, in like whatever you want to call it, reach out, because I may not be of help, but I may know somebody. And Instagram is a great source of everything. That's why I chose to go live there. It's very easy to search through hashtags and keywords, and so if we are just getting to know each other, then I'm so happy. I'm so happy because this is the reason why I'm putting myself out there. Life is very complicated itself, so I know a thing or two about managing crisis and traumas and personal development and especially business development. Well, I mean, especially everything that I the above, because that's my mojo, that's my jam. And what else? I didn't prepare for this video. I was so excited for talking about the transition, about caring too much, not caring too much. I didn't make it clear at the beginning because I have a lot of friends who maybe if I would have just shared that, they wouldn't watch it. So I rather, because this is my first one, I rather just say it as, hey, this is my introduction to Instagram world, and tell you a little bit about myself, and really invite you to be more in touch, right? Because, well, I mean, I get genuinely happy when I hear about anything, like when I hear from people. Yeah, I've been very lonely, very, very lonely. Crisis communication, when you work for digital in crisis for high profile people, like if we are crossing paths and we're doing similar things, you understand me, it gets very lonely. And so here I am after that, and now with COVID, I'm like, I'm not gonna be lonely anymore. I'm talking to everybody on Facebook. I have a beef with Facebook, so bear with me. If you're my friend and you are coming from Facebook, move to Instagram or LinkedIn, because I'm not gonna be. I mean, I'm gonna stay in Facebook, but it's just not my thing. Emails are my thing. Phone calls are my most thing. But of course, if you're on the other side of the world, you're not gonna call me. Still, let's be connected. Let's connect and follow me and follow me in a sense because you get to see all these videos and updates that I'm posting. And that's it.